Alright, we're still integrating using partial fractions. This one is the integral numerator x to the fourth, denominator x squared minus 1. Two things as we get ready to do partial fractions. We always need to make sure we have a proper fraction, and unfortunately we do not. The top degree is 4, the bottom degree is 2, so this is not a proper fraction. So I'm going to come over here to the side. Well, let's just do it down here. We can move over if we need to. But we'll say x squared, we're going to do polynomial division, x squared plus 0x minus 1, that's our divisor, goes into x to the fourth plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x plus 1. So in the end, you got to make sure you got placeholders for everything. So let's see here. X squared goes into x to the fourth, x squared times. Multiply this back, we'll have x to the fourth, 0x cubed minus x squared. Subtract off. Let's see what comes down. X to the fourth minus x to the fourth, none. X cubed minus x cubed, none. So we'll have an x squared. We'll go ahead and pull down the 0x and the plus 1. Do another iteration here. X squared and x squared goes one time. Multiply it back. X squared plus 0x minus 1. So subtract this off. And it looks like the result is 1 minus negative 1, which is 2. So, what do we have here? We have that our x to the fourth over x squared minus 1 is the same thing as the quotient, which is x squared plus 1. That's kind of like the whole part of a mixed fraction, plus 2 over x squared minus 1, okay, dx. Now one thing we want to do, we now have a proper fraction we're going to work with. We don't want to lose this x squared plus 1. That's going to be easy to deal with. But let's go ahead and factor this by. So we've got x squared plus 1 plus, and that'll be 2 over x plus 1, x minus 1. And wait a second. No, we're okay. So we're going to break this down in just a moment. So let's take that guy and work on the partial fraction part, okay? So we're going to have, now that the fraction part is factored out as much as possible, we have 2 over x plus 1 times x minus 1. We'll leave a space. We're going to set up our fractions. So first factor is x plus 1 in the denominator. That's to the first. So we just need a constant on top. So we'll have a over x plus 1. Leave some space the way I do it. We'll have x minus 1 as the other factor. That's to the first. So you just need a constant on top. So b over x minus 1. So let's work this out. We'll multiply through by common denominators. X plus 1, x minus 1 on all fractions. Let's mark out what cancels. So x plus 1, x minus 1 goes out of the first term on the left. Okay, then an x plus 1 cancels out of a over x plus 1. So when we distribute, that'll leave us with ax minus a. And then the last one, b over x minus 1. The x minus 1 cancels out. So that will give us plus bx plus b. So let's try setting this up and getting the parts that we need. Because we need to find our a and our b. Wow, only 2 things to find. That's nice. Let's see here. So what do we have? We have an x term. So the x's, on the left there's 0, but on the right there's a plus b of them. Could that be any nicer so far? And then our constant. we have 2 on the left, and we have negative a plus b on the right. Let's color code that. Let's use a nice green for no apparent reason. But we got 2 equations, 2 unknowns. This is the way you usually feel good about a system of equations. I'll add those 2 equations together, so we'll have 0 equals a plus b over 2 equals negative a plus b. So that means 2 equals 2b, so b equals 1. And if a plus b equals 0, then a plus 1 equals 0, so a equals negative 1. So what do we need here? So we don't lose anything. I'm going to start writing and kind of slide over as we go. But now we're at the integral of x squared plus 1. Remember, this was the part of the mixed number that would be the whole part. So we can't lose that because that was part of our x to the 4th big fraction to start with. And now we have our a and our b, so we'll write those partial fractions. So it'll be plus negative 1 over x plus 1 for the a over x plus 1. And then plus b over x minus 1, that would be 1 over x minus 1. This is a really nice one. Sorry it's not bigger right now. Maybe I'll write it bigger just for fun. Let's see here. Write it really big. So x squared plus 1 plus negative 1 over x plus 1 plus 1 over x minus 1. So don't go crazy when something shows up easy. So integrate x squared, that is 1/3 x cubed. Integrate 1, that is x. And the negative 1 over x plus 1, that is a natural log integration. You can use a u substitution if you like, but it'll be negative for the negative 1 on top, that's the coefficient. Natural log of x plus 1. And then plus the 1 over x minus 1 is another natural log integration, so 1 out front, but then the natural, whoop, wrong color. Plus natural log of x minus 1. And then plus c, since we don't have any endpoints. And that's a rather lengthy one, but we did it. Okay, there's other ways of writing that. You can combine your logs different ways, but I think we did a good job. Okay, you just got to remember in this case, you've got to divide that out to make proper fractions before you really get going.